This is History for Grade 11, produced by Tigray Education Bureau, transmitted by Dimtsi Weyane Tigray National and FM radio satellites and social media, and also FM Maqala 104.4.
Hello students, this is History for Grade 11, prepared and presented by Yilma Kunnam. Dear students, do you remember what you have learned in the previous lesson? In the previous lesson, you have learned the restoration of Solomonic Dynasty. As you remembered, Yukunna Amlak had restored the Solomonic Dynasty from the Ago people in 1270 Gregorian calendar. The fundamental reasons for the success of Yukunna Amlak were economical, political, and military reasons. Besides, the Christian Highland Kingdom of Ethiopia was characterized by territorial expansion, conflicts, and constant wars. The other characteristics of this kingdom were spread of Christianity, strong church and state relationship, feudal administration, and movable capital city. Students, for today, we are going to see some Muslim states in Ethiopian region and the Horn of Africa. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the common features of Muslim states in economical, social, and political aspects. To explain the introduction of Islamic religion to Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. To describe the relationship between Christian Highland Kingdom and the Adalite state up to 1529 Gregorian calendar. Students, the Aksumite state and the Arab Peninsula had a good diplomatic relationship since the ancient times. For example, Emperor Khaled had granted a resting place to Prophet Muhammad during his bad times in 7th century Gregorian calendar. For this reason, Prophet Muhammad ordered his religious followers not to make jihad or holy war on the Ethiopian region and the Horn of Africa. Accordingly, Islamic religion was introduced to Ethiopia through peaceful method by the two main gates. Firstly, the Red Sea region. In the north, Muslims came to Dahlak Island. However, Islamic religion was only limited to lowlands of Eritrea, because the highland areas were preoccupied by the Christian followers since the entry of Christianity to the Aksumite state. Secondly, the Gulf of Eden. In the east, Zayla was the main gateway of Islamic phase to the eastern Ethiopia. In this case, Muslim merchants played great roles for the expansion of Islamic religion. As a result, this religion was expanded as far as Choix, Waro, and Harar. The common characteristics of Muslim sultanates in Ethiopia. 1. Their population was made up of Muslim community. 2. Trade and Islam had played pivotal roles for the emergence of Muslim states. 3. Most of the Muslim sultanates were located in southeastern lowlands of Ethiopia. 4. Most of the Muslim sultanates' economic life was depend on trading activity. Students, now let's discuss on each Muslim states. The Sultanate of Choix. The Sultanate of Choix was the oldest Muslim state in the Ethiopian region. This sultanate was established at the close of 9th century. Furthermore, its ruling dynasty was called Makhzumite. The rulers of this dynasty considered themselves as the descendants of Makhzum clans of Saudi Arabia. The Sultanate of Choix had not a peaceful relationship with its neighboring states. For example, the worst enemy of Choix was the Sultanate of Ifat. Under this condition, the leaders of Ifat had conducted constant war against the Choix Sultanate to expand their political territory. As a result, Ifat defeated Choix around 1280 Gregorian calendar. The Sultanate of Dahlak. Dahlak was and still is the common name for the groups of islands. All these islands located near to Massawa port. At the beginning of 8th century, the Arabs established their settlement on the Dahlak Islands. Consequently, the prosperous Dahlak Sultanate came into existence in 10th century Gregorian calendar. Likewise, Dahlak was the major seaport before the emergence of Zela port. Indeed, Dahlak's economic activity was mainly focused on trade. Beyond this, Dahlak was very important strategic trade line. Because of this, Dahlak attracted the interest of three powerful states, and these were 1. The Mamluk of Egypt, 2. Yemen, 3. The Ethiopian Christian Highland Kingdom. Despite the ambitious need of those powerful states, Dahlak rulers eradicated this external aggression through alliance and peaceful diplomacy. Therefore, Dahlak had kept its independence until the aggression of Ottoman Turkey in the 16th century Gregorian calendar. The Sultanate of Ifat. Ifat was emerged in the 13th century Gregorian calendar in the eastern lowlands of Ethiopia. The founders of this sultanate were known as Walazma family. Umar Walazma became the first ruler of Ifat. Under the leadership of Umar Walazma, Ifat made the following achievements. 1. It defeated and mixed Sultanate of Choix around 1280 Gregorian calendar. This means Choix became under Ifat. 2. Ifat controlled and monopolized the Zela trade port. 3. Ifat converted the nearby peoples into Islamic religion. 4. Ifat organized almost the Muslim sultanates and challenged the Christian Highland Kingdom. 5. At the final stage, Ifat became the leading Muslim sultanate before the birth of Adalite state. Nevertheless, the high time of Ifat did not last long because Christian leaders like Amdetzion defeated the leader of Ifat in 1332 Gregorian calendar, known as Sultan Sarveddin. Ultimately, Ifat became the tributary state of Christian Highland Kingdom under Amdetzion. 4. The Sultanate of Adil. Historians have not yet provided a tangible evidence when the Sultanate of Adil was emerged. However, this sultanate was mentioned for the first time during the time of Amdetzion as a tributary state or as a subordinate state. Economically, the medieval Hadia people were dependent on mixed farming and trading activities. Moreover, Hadia was a gifted land in natural resources. Especially, this sultanate was well known for its human resources. For this reason, the Christian Highland Kingdom stressed a large attention as the Sultanate of Hadia. In the course of time, Christian Highland Kingdom defeated Hadia and made it an integral part of Christian Highland Kingdom. Although the Christian Highland Kingdom leaders controlled Hadia, the kings of Hadia called Garadis continued their resistance against the Christian Highland Kingdom. To avoid this revolt, the Christian Highland kings carried out military attacks on the Sultanate of Hadia, but this forceful approach and punitive action did not marginalize the resistance of Hadia. As a solution, the Christian Highland kings made political marriage with the Hadia royal family. For example, Emperor Zara Yaakov married with the girl of Hadia. This girl later on became known as Queen Eleni, who was a wise female politician during the medieval history of Ethiopia. Nevertheless, such dynastic marriage did not normalize the bad relationship of Hadia and Christian Highland Kingdom. On the contrary, wars and conflicts continued up to the time of Serza Dingel, who lost all hopes to control the Sultanate of Hadia in the 16th century Gregorian calendar. Because King Sarsadingal was overstretched due to triangular tensions of war. 1. The Adalite state. 2. The Oromo expansion. 3. The Ottoman Turkish attempted to occupy the port of Massawa. 5. The Sultanate of Bale. There is no concrete evidence when the Bale Sultanate was emerged, but Bale Sultanate was mentioned for the first time during the chronicles of Christian kings at about 14th century Gregorian calendar. For example, the Garadis or kings of Bale were used to pay traditional tax to King Amdotien. 6. The Sultanate of Sharqa. This state was located on the present day of Arsi Oromo. According to the Christian chronicles, the Sharqa Sultanate was a tributary state of Christian Highland Kingdom between 14th and 16th century Gregorian calendar. However, the army of Ahmed Grany controlled Sharqa during the 16th century Gregorian calendar. 7. The Sultanate of Waro. This sultanate was roughly located around the present day of Arsi zone. Some sources indicated that the ancestors of Sidama people were the medieval time settlers of Waro Sultanate. In addition, the Waro people were moved to the Omo River due to the wars of Ahmed Grany in the 16th century Gregorian calendar. 8. The Sultanate of Dera. Dera was situated on the eastern Awash. However, the army of Amdotsion defeated Dera and made it part of the Christian Highland Kingdom. Eventually, Christian Highland Kingdom kings used Dera as place of exile for the unruly monks and some hostile Muslims. 9. The Sultanate of Fatagar. Fatagar Sultanate was formed in the middle of 13th century Gregorian calendar and located between Lake Zuwai and Bishoftu town. Like other Muslim states, Fatagar was a tributary state of King Amdotsion. Later on, Fatagar fell under the Christian Highland Kingdom. Eventually, Fatagar Sultanate served as a center of Christian Highland Kingdom for almost 1 century. 10. The Sultanate of Adil. This sultanate emerged at the end of 14th century Gregorian calendar. Adil and Ifat had shared a common history because two of them were administered under Walazma Dynasty. When the Christian Highland army invaded Ifat, Ifat's ruling class was divided into 2 wings. 1. The merchant wing. This group had accepted the authority of Christian Highland Kingdom over Ifat. 2. The militant wing. This political group opposed Christian Highland Kingdom domination and determined to restore the lost independence of Ifat. To realize this political goal, the militant group set up the Adalite state in 1380 Gregorian calendar. Beyond this, the leaders of Adal, Hakadadin II and Saadadin revolted against the Christian king called Saifu Arad. However, the above-mentioned Adalite leaders did not win war. In the same way, the strongest leader of Adal, known as Ahmed Badli, defeated by Emperor Zara Yaqub army in 1445 Gregorian calendar. As a result, the Christian Highland Kingdom almost assured its domination in Ethiopian region and the Horn of Africa up to the Battle of Shimbrakore. Now, I will try to summarize the main points of this topic. Dear students, pay your full attention and follow me actively. Islamic religion was introduced to Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa through peaceful way. The 2 main gateways to the entry of Islamic religion were 1. The Dahlak Island in the north, and 2. the Zayla port in the eastern Ethiopia. Besides, the Ethiopian Muslim states had shared common elements. For example, economically, Muslim states were mainly dependent on trade. trade and Islam had played an important role for the emergence of Muslim states. Socially, majority of the Muslim states were located in the southeastern Ethiopia. Indeed, their population was made of Muslim community. Politically, most of the Muslim sultanates had full of conflict with the Christian Highland Kingdom. Especially, Ethiopia and Adil had challenged Christian Highland Kingdom in several times. However, the Christian King Amdetsion defeated the Muslim states and reduced them to the status of subordinate states. In this regard, Christian Highland Kingdom assured its domination over the Muslim states until the Battle of Shimbrakore in 1529 Gregorian calendar. Students, now be ready to answer the following questions. Question number 1. Identify the economic, social, and political commercials of Muslim sultanates of the medieval period. I will repeat the question. Identify the economic, social, and political commercials of Muslim sultanates. The answer is, economically, Muslim states were mainly dependent on trade. Trade and Islamic religion had played crucial roles for the formation of Muslim sultanates. Socially, most of the Muslim sultanates were located in the southeastern lowlands of Ethiopia. Indeed, the population was made up of Muslim community. Politically, almost all the Muslim sultanates had full of conflict with the Christian Highland Kingdom. Especially, Ethiopia and Adil had challenged Christian Highland Kingdom for several times. However, the Christian king, known as Amdetsion, defeated the Muslim states. As a result, Muslim states were reduced to the status of tributary state. In this regard, the Christian Highland Kingdom assured its domination over the Muslim states until the Battle of Shimbrakore in 1529 Gregorian calendar. Question number 2. Explain how Islamic religion was introduced to Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. Explain how Islamic religion was introduced to Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. The answer is, Islamic religion was introduced to Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa through peaceful way. In addition, the two main gateways were 1. The Red Sea through the Dahlak Island in the north. 2. The Gulf of Eden in the east. Port of Zeila was the main gateway of Islamic religion to Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. Students, for the next, we are going to see the Omotic status in the Ethiopian region and the Horn of Africa. Students, protect yourself and your family from coronavirus. This is all what we have for today. Goodbye, students, until the coming week.